Today I'm going to be reviewing the Fujifilm X100V1 or just 6. It's a beautiful camera. I'm very excited to spend the weekend testing it out using all the film simulations and also testing the video quality as well. I used to shoot a lot of film photography in middle school and high school, and I love developing film. But now with the Fujifilm X100VI, there's a lot of film simulations on here, and I was excited to quote unquote save some money by not shooting on film and having to develop film. So I want to show you if these film simulations hold up to the real thing, if you get that charming look just with this camera alone. I shoot a lot of short form content as well, so I would like to show you how that is on this camera. Let's go see if we could save some some film money. I'm going to be testing out all the film simulations now, and I'm going to run through the different ones. There's a lot of options here and some black and white ones as well. It's so beautiful that it's going to be interesting to try out the black and white with all these beautiful colors around us, but I'm going to see the textures on the rocks and see if we can make that work as well. I just want to make sure you can see everything that this camera is capable of. Why are these Fujifilm cameras so viral right now, and why are they in such high demand that they're almost impossible to find without huge markups? I'm going to be showing you a glimpse of what you're getting into when you're getting this camera, and all of these photos are without any editing at all. They're all straight out of the film simulations built into the camera. Our first film simulation is a classic Velvia Vivid. Now this is going to give you those deep colors that you long for, especially with Fujifilm formulas. There is such a nice array of colors on this cliffside, and I think that this captures it perfectly. Again, these are not edited and they're straight out of the camera, and as you could see, it's just a nice, beautiful array of colors. The 40.2 megapixel sensor captures a ridiculous and amazing amount of details. If you pull these up on your computer, you can zoom in without any pixelation. The second filter, Astia Soft, is one of my personal favorites. I think it's a beautiful blend of colors. What sets this camera apart from its predecessor is that it has in-body image stabilization. I was pretty shaky out on the beach filming this, but I think if you have a steady hand, you can get away with shooting some very beautiful video footage on this camera. And what's incredible is you can shoot up to 6.2K internally and 4K as well on this camera, which is incredible. Bruno Mars says there's 24 karat magic, but I think this is 6.2K magic here. Next up is number 3. It's going to be our classic chrome, and I'm going to show you in this image just how detailed this is. Zooming in, the sensor is amazing. I mean, you can see the grains of sand. You can count them if you want. It's absolutely incredible. This video isn't sponsored at all. I just happened to absolutely love this camera and brings such a joy to taking photos again. This is the Riella Ace filter. I mean, did we ace it? It kind of flattens the colors, but it leaves a very nice effect. The Pro Negative High and the Pro Negative Standard also have a lot of contrast. This is so beautiful for shooting landscapes. What I love about this camera too is how versatile it is. So whether I'm shooting landscapes or doing portraits like I did with some graduations this summer, I feel like it gets the job done all around. It has been the perfect travel companion. It's not too heavy, it's not too flashy, so on trips I can bring it and it really makes my trip better because I absolutely love taking photographs. Please let me know in the comments if you're looking for this camera and what you think you want to use it for the most. And please let me know in the comments if you actually have this camera already. I feel like I do that too, where I will watch videos pertaining to items I already own just to kind of re-influence myself with how much I love the things I own already. Is that crazy? Like, I'll watch videos about like the iPhone 16 because I own that. I'm like, yes, I love this phone. But also, I just love having a reminder of the specs and what other people are using the phone for, like the full potential of the product, if that makes sense. If you already have this camera, I see you out here re-influencing yourself. Let us know in the comments how you use the camera, how you're liking it, and if you have any favorite film recipes to share with us. These Eterna filters are eternally cool, if you ask me. One of the requirements of buying this camera is actually going to Japan, shooting a bunch of photos, and then posting them on Reddit. Sorry, I don't make the rules. That's just something that you have to do once you buy this camera. It just builds inside you, it compels you. Something happens. All jokes aside, I think that would be my dream trip, honestly, is bringing this camera on a trip to Japan. Because it is so versatile, it captures colors well, but then also here we have our first black and white test strips. I mean, it just makes me so happy because I used to go to the store. Not that I don't love developing film, but it would always scare me to think, ooh, what if I'm paying the $20 for the film roll and then the $20 for development and the photos don't show up? They don't develop. That was always my fear. It has happened before. Everyone who shoots film knows it happens sometimes. You just don't get a roll that comes to fruition. And that's the worst if you're going on a vacation and you can't go back to the places that you shot the photos in. It is relieving to shoot a photo that reminds me of film, is reminiscent of film, but I have so many options to customize it and also just to see it right on my camera in real time. And if you still want to challenge yourself to shoot on this camera like you would shoot a roll of film, you can only just look through the manual viewfinder and you can say, hey, I only have 20 shots today, and that's it. If you really want to get that film feeling, the camera is super reminiscent of a vintage camera when you're holding it. It does just feel like an old film camera. What's also cool for added reassurance is I like to hook this camera up to its Bluetooth app and transfer my photos via Bluetooth pretty automatically. So when I am traveling, I could just post a photo or a video here and there from the camera without having to bring my computer around. And also, if I'm shooting something that I really want to back up and save, I could do that while I'm on the go. What are your thoughts on this monochrome filter? I absolutely love it. I didn't know how I'd feel about shooting something that is so stunning with all its visual, vibrant colors in black and white, but using the monochrome filters on the Fujifilm X100VI, I completely changed my mind. I was like, this is incredible for high contrast situations like this. I love the amount of detail on the rocks, in the water, and the hotel in the background. And I just, man, like, I just love this camera. A lot of people will say you can get this same footage, you can get this same quality on your iPhone. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think the iPhone excels at taking very smooth videos, and I absolutely love the photos that come out of my iPhone. But shooting on a camera, a physical camera, is just such a fun experience, and this sensor is insane. It literally just knocks you out of the water. And I'll be real, like before buying this camera, I was telling myself those things to try to cope. I was like, I don't need a camera. I have an iPhone. It shoots amazing videos, 4K, it shoots amazing photographs. But since buying this camera, I have taken so many more photos. It feels great to have something that is designated for one purpose. And having the camera itself just puts you in that mindset like, I am going on a photography trip. Like, this is happening, this is solid. I'm not just shooting something on my phone and hoodly doodling around on social media. Like, no, this is for photography. I am creating art here. And I absolutely love the colors in this video. I think if you are going to get this camera, you might need a tripod for shooting videos, as you can see, or you just need super steady hands. But again, it's just a joy to shoot with this camera. Also go into detail on how I actually got this camera. They're really hard to find in the US right now, so I'll tell you the escapades of securing this camera tax-free and how you might be able to go about that as well. And with these hot tips, I will have a change of scenery here because nothing beats a buffet, except for me because I go really hard on all of the proteins first, of course, and then you cannot be caught slacking eating rice and bread. I'm sorry, my two favorite food groups, but when you're at a buffet, you've got to maximize. Anyway, how I ended up getting this camera, I lost all of my cameras, almost all of my things last year to the fires, and I was devastated. I collected cameras my entire life. I had a huge collection of cameras because I love taking videos. I've been making videos on YouTube for over 11 years now, and I was so sad to be without a camera. I just missed
capturing family events, capturing my life, my friends on film and video, and I was heartbroken. So this camera was like the camera I have dreamed of my entire life. And I thought, you know what, I should go back out there and keep making videos, keep taking photographs. And so I was like, I really want to find this camera. I was on a trip visiting my family in Japan when I realized I could find this camera, hopefully, if it's in stock, and get it tax free and to try to get it at its original price because in LA right now, these cameras are thousands of dollars over the original manufacturing price. So I was like, you know what? It's a long shot, but I'm going to try and find this camera. I went to a place called Yodobashi Camera. I highly recommend it. They were super helpful and they had 3 of these cameras available in black. And I really wanted the silver version. And I talked to the store associate though, and he said, you know what, these are going to be gone by the end of today. And there's no silver and there's no other cameras within like a 10-mile radius. So he was like, basically, you can buy this today, but you're probably not going to find any in Tokyo. Like, they are all sold out. It is still in such high demand. Even in Japan, people want this camera and everyone's searching for it. I highly recommend searching online before you go into stores in Japan to see if Yodobashi Camera or something like Big Camera has it in stock. And they also have a lot of vintage stores and secondhand stores in Japan, and these secondhand stores might also have the Fujifilm in stock, but just know that you cannot get the warranty. It only works in Japan. So you'll have to buy insurance for your camera when you get back home through an American insurance place like for camera gear, etc., because the warranty card will not work outside of Japan. I also checked Reddit. If you check Reddit, people have really good suggestions for where you might be able to find the Fujifilm cameras with more updated advice because people go out by the week, by the day, and say, like, hey, this place didn't have it, or this place in Shinjuku may have it. You just never know. I think you have to just pop into the shops and ask them. But just know that these cameras are super popular even there, especially among the tourists and people who are longing to just shoot their vacation while they're in Japan. So just keep that in mind when you're searching. I had searched already a full week. If you have any tips for how to get this camera or a story on how you found yours, please let people know in the comments. I'm sure it'll be very helpful. I think it's kind of painful to pay way over the original price in America, so if you can try to find one at the original price, it's very good. I also heard people just sign up through Best Buy, and that's the way they're getting these at MSRP, is just waiting until Best Buy has one in stock, and you can sign up for them to notify you when they do actually have stock available. So, you might be asking yourself at this point, Sophia, is it even worth the hype? Like, do I need this camera? Like, why is everyone on TikTok talking about the Fujifilm cameras and blah blah blah? Do I need it? I would say if you love taking photographs, you don't have a camera, you want an all in one, something that can shoot beautiful videos, something that can take beautiful photos, you would carry it with you, capture your memories. You have graduations coming up, or you have kids, you have friends that you want to take photos of. I would say go for it. I think this camera has been an incredible addition to my life. I carry it around, and when I do, I just feel like I'm more creative, like a creative outlet has opened itself up to me, and I just do feel like it is different than shooting on my iPhone. I shoot a lot of videos and photos on my iPhone, but something about having a dedicated camera just blows me away. Does that mean you have to get one of the more expensive high-end cameras? No. But if you love shooting in film or you love the look of classic film, like retro photos, I think it's such a fun camera to have and to shoot with and to make your main camera. I know people might be mad about that, but I kind of weighed the benefits as, if I get this camera, I won't be spending as much shooting film, developing film, and I'll just go out and take a bunch of photos. And free, like the developing, the actual creation of the photo, I already paid for it. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't have to pay to have someone develop it for me. And that was a welcome development. The clips you've been seeing in this are all shot on my iPhone 16 Pro Max. I would say the iPhone for me is still something that I would use for shooting casual videos, casual vlogs, because you just pull it out of your pocket. It is so simple to set up, and also the stabilization, I feel like on the phones is still unmatched compared to cameras. Without a gimbal, I mean, I think the handheld iPhone really just wins over in that case. But I don't think you would get this camera solely to shoot videos or vlogs. I think that would be a little difficult, but you could shoot highly cinematic vlogs with the camera. Like if you are wanting your vlogs to look like Call Me by Your Name, then I would say yes, get this camera to shoot your vlogs. You just probably will need a good gimbal or a very good tripod because my hands are a bit shaky, but with the iPhone, I feel like they're very stable, and the iPhone is a lot lighter than this camera. And you know what they say, the best camera is the one you have with you. So I wouldn't stress too hard if you can't find this camera. I also used to love my old digicams as well. Again, their sensors are not 40 megapixels, but really the camera is what you make of it. And if you're looking into getting this camera, I just recommend you have fun with it. Go out and shoot a bunch of photos. I already feel myself progressing as a photographer, just trying to limit myself to shooting this and using this like a film camera, but having the possibility to take now hundreds, if not thousands, of photos and really just make the most of it. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for commenting and letting us know about your photography journey. And I really appreciate all of the support. I make a lot of videos about photography, music, all things art, and personal finance. If you love that kind of stuff, please subscribe, feel free to like and comment, and stay sweet.